kinds of bootlegs from Paisley Park, and I come across this one beautiful bootleg. I can't wait to listen to it. And I noticed that he had a song on there that he named Tender Surrender. I'm like, of course, that's a very Prince kind of a title for a song, you know? And he's gonna get all the credit. And I thought, that's quite all right, because he's not a prince, he's a king. Put the CD in, and I listen to it, and I hear, bum, 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 bum. And I grab the CD, I look, it says, Tender Surrender by Steve Vai. I started banging on everybody's door. Look at this. And I just want to say, Prince, you were extraordinary and we are grateful.
You know, as I grow older and I start to understand what it means to be a singer, a songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, an entertainer, I mean, that's something that he's the best. I mean, it's the pinnacle. Prince is that to me. As a guitar player, I think he's the best guitar player in the world. I don't think anybody could touch him, and I'll fight you about it.
What am I supposed to do with this today, after you lose an artist and a guitar player such as Prince? What do you even play? Just think about how good somebody could be at their instrument, and not just one instrument, you know, all of it. And for me and my friends, and he's the best pop musician that ever lived. That's the best pop musician. And at a time where you were either an artist or an entertainer, to be both is unbelievable. And very, very, very few people do it. That is a man who did it perfectly, as far as I'm concerned.
Prince actually saw me on YouTube. So he had just finished the Super Bowl, which was an epic performance. And, you know, Purple Rain, it's like it starts raining. It's like, how do you can't do that. It's like,
the greatest performance ever.
It was incredible. So I was watching that going, wow, that's amazing. Literally the day after, I get a call. He goes, I'm flying in from Vegas with Sheila E. and we're going to the record plant and I want to jam with you. And I was like, okay, that's amazing. And he's like, you play one of your ideas and I play one of mine. And I'm playing bass and you play guitar. Sheila played drums and we just recorded. I got to find those recordings because somebody recorded that entire thing. Yeah, and we started a song called Knocking Down the Door. Never finished it. We jammed for a long time and it was really fun and wow, really cool experience for sure.
Like Prince is probably my favourite modern act. I went to see his concert at Wembley. It was good.
What do you like so much about him?
About Prince, he's an innovator. And he doesn't go the way everyone else goes. He seems to stand out from the crowd. He looks good. He dances good. He sings great, plays great guitar. And I like a lot of his songs. I like a lot of his albums. Even the ones that kind of don't do that well, you know.
Say he was a genius?
There's no other word.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. To play all the instruments, to write the music, to perform that way, to have a whole...
A movie.
Yeah, a look, a whole thing, a whole direction. He did everything.
Yeah.
He did everything. And of course, you know, was one of the major influences for me of playing all the instruments, producing myself. It was Prince, Stevie Wonder, Todd Rundgren, Paul McCartney, guys who did everything themselves and made records on their own. Yeah. Those were great influences, and so he was at the top of that list.
What do you think genius is?
Genius is doing consistently what happens to all of the rest of us occasionally. Everyone occasionally can have a moment of light, can have a moment of the perfect pitch, the perfect foul shot, the perfect note bend. Prince and I are the same. We were both born in 1958, 1999. Those chords, dun 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 dun. I said, this guy's been listening to Joe Zawinul. Mysterious Traveler. Like I could hear, he heard Mysterious Traveler for like, it was no doubt in my mind that Mysterious Traveler was part of his listening. He just turned that into the ultimate party jam.
Let's get the right sounds here. All of the, I mean, we played that song a lot, but every time it felt, you know, totally fresh and new and exciting and intense. Right before the solo, during that chorus, in the purple rain, Prince pointed at me, meaning, you take it.
Oh, because was he playing the solo most nights? Was he doing it?
He played the solo every night.
Oh,
you know?
okay, right.
It was, that's his solo,
Yeah.
you know, and that's a real sacred solo. Right. A tremendous honor to have had him, you know, invite me to play it in my hometown, no less.
Well, I had really taken an interest with that remarkable introduction on When Doves Cry.
Yeah.
And to this day, it's one of those challenges to try and learn it. And I was led to a corner table, and sitting all by himself, there was Prince. And we sat down, and he just wanted to talk guitar, and that just lit the fuse. Away we went.
Right.
I don't even know what to say about it all, because what have I taken from them all? I mean, different things from them all, but what's been taken from us is beautiful, awesome, incredible music. Prince really threw everybody for a loop because nobody was expecting him. He looked so healthy, and you know, it just really seemed to hit people hard.
Prince guy, you know, and like he plays everything on this. He does everything. He recorded it. He wrote all these songs, and the record was so all over the place. But it was a journey. I went back and got Controversy, and I got everything. I like found singles and Bambi and all this stuff, and the first 2 records, and my God, this guy's amazing.
Did Prince called me up and said, hey, you know, you weren't treated right. Come on over to Paisley Park. Let's make a record together.
I love that.
So I lost 20 pounds before I worked with Prince.
I love that. That's what did it.
And that's kind of what did it, because I was so terrified of being in a video with him and not like looking and saying all that sexy stuff to me and going, I don't think people are going to believe that.
I mean, was he a dream to work with, or?
Prince was amazing, but what really struck me was, ironically, the last time I ever looked in Prince's eyes, the last time we played together, we were playing Let's Dance.
Oh.
We were playing Bowie's Let's Dance.
These dreams go on when I close my eyes. Every second of the night, I live and know.
No, I better start singing, so... After that, he really supported me.
Yeah.
He was very, very generous with his life.
I can imagine.
And then Lucky Ryan Waters over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they always work together.
Yes,
right.
yes.
Check out my guitar player, right? So
yes.
then he gets to audition for Prince.
Yes.
You know, no pressure, right?
No pressure.
Not at all. I just had.
And it was like so illegal. I mean, when we was coming through Georgia myself, it was like, funk was a bad word to say, you know, and it really wasn't a thing to do because you couldn't everybody couldn't dance to it, you know. So I think Prince came along and kind of legalized funk as you can dance to it. You know, we made it legal to say. And then when Prince came along, I think he kind of made a universal thing of it, far as people being able to dance and recognize with it, you know.
I think the first records were given to me, you know, when I went to Warner Brothers. I saw him play around the time of Parade in London, and I thought, well, this is as good as anything you're ever going to see. You know, it's as good as Duke Ellington or all that kind of, you know, I felt like he was that kind of band leader.
You know, I grew up listening to his music. I'm an 80s kid. He was the best bass player. He was the best guitar player. He was the best drummer. He was the best singer. He was the best dancer. Like, he was just the best. And you never imagined that a popular musician could be that talented. Usually you got one person that's good at one thing. He was good at everything. He was the best. Like, he was the best.
Prince, the most amazing performer I have ever witnessed. He gave the best parties,
in Hollywood, probably in the world, and I know I'm missing a great one tonight. I wish I was there. I just think it's splendid that they're honoring you in England. Congratulations.
It's like, tell all your people to come to my house right now. And it's like 2 in the morning at this point.
Wow.
And so we're like, shit, okay. Like, we'll go to your house now, Prince. You know, incredible setup. I had my guitar strapped on my back like I was 19. You know, get in the car like all giddy because I'm going to Prince's house. When I covered Purple Rain, I know that he said he's getting it.
Well, that's
like,
high
so,
praise.
You know, him saying that is basically like exactly the highest praise you can receive.
Of course. For us, kind of like really trying to make a kind of modern sounding at that time, trying to find like almost like where is rock going, where can it go, but it hasn't been before. And actually Prince, I would say, was a big influence on that. So, you know, I've always been a bit of a Prince fan, and that was the first song where we really sort of tried to embrace his style of singing and kind of more bluesy, almost funk elements, because he sings in this kind of falsetto voice that's kind of very sort of laid back and funky and cool. I mean, he obviously does the rock scream as well, so I kind of thought like what would happen if I tried that register, you know.
So working with the artist is more than just making music.
Oh yeah, it's we are connected heart to heart, and then out of the heart comes the music. That's the gift. But if we weren't connected heart to heart, then it would just be playing music with another musician. He's done that. I've done that. You know, now is a special time in our life. We get a chance to play with people that we really, really, really care about deep inside.
The Prince album, what are you putting out? What is
Prince,
this?
It's called Camille, and it was a record he made under a feminine sort of avatar. He had sped his voice up on the tape machine. We were using Vari-Speed tape, and he sped his voice up to sort of sound feminine, and he was going to release a whole album under this guise of Camille. I met him one time, it was at an after party. Yeah, he was incredibly nice.
What'd you guys talk about? Did you guys talk about guitar playing or anything like that?
We did a little bit, yeah. He told me no one will ever tell you how to play your guitar, Jack. Don't let anyone tell you how to play your guitar.
Okay.
Exactly, this is the actual words, yeah.
Celebrate your win afterwards.
I went to a party at Prince's house.
At Prince's house.
That did it.
He's got some weird spell over women that they wind up
Lord.
never leaving.
Oh,
it's like some
Lord.
sort of weird like merry-go-round
I think
that
he
you wind
puts
up.
an instrument in your hands, and then you start jamming, and then you don't see the light of day. That's what happens.
Is that right?
Yes.
And so he's got... Stop it.
With Prince, what was Prince like to work with musically? How did that challenge you?
That would be an understatement. He is a complete challenge. He's a perfectionist in a world where perfection doesn't always exist. You know? So I won't say that he's never satisfied. He was pretty much, and we had some pretty good bands with him, but he was pretty tough, including the musical notes. I mean, everything, the space. If we used to have 5 members in the band, he would say there were 6, and the 6th member is called silence, or space. But he's right about that. That's the fundamentals of funk.
Spreading. What was it like performing in his hometown, his music on that night?
I mean, it was heavy. You know, it was one of those things where as a fan, you're kind of knocked back a lot. You're just like, oh my God. And then it kind of slowly dawns on you. It's like, oh Christ, I'm playing First Avenue in Minneapolis the day that Prince died, like, just for the fact that I loved everything that he did. I wanted to walk out on that stage, no words, play the song, have all of us kind of come together and share that moment. I knew there were people in that audience hurting like I was.
I played with Prince for almost 6 years. It was my biggest dream come true ever. So it's quite a fantastic experience for me, and I'm so grateful for the time I had with him and for everything I learned, because I learned so much.
So, and it's a beautiful city. It's very wonderful. Oh, Lord. Let's Go Crazy. Sexy Motherfucker. And, man, it's too many, man. Oh, man. She's always in my hair.
This happened back in 2013 when Prince was scheduled to be on Late Night with Jimmy Fallon. His guitar was not there for his sound check. It said, I don't have a guitar. And our stage manager said, well, maybe you can borrow one of Kirk's. Prince spotted my 1961 Epiphone Crestwood in the dressing room. I was like, wow, Prince used this guitar. Very excited by it. When it came time for the show, it's amazing. Well, Prince can certainly use the guitar for the performance. So my guitar left the podium. He plays Bambi with it. He does an incredible version of Bambi, and he's shredding. It's a lifetime of Prince fandom coming together in this one moment. I couldn't believe what I was seeing in front of me. And he puts the guitar, lifts the guitar up, and I think he's about to play behind his head, but he's not playing behind his head. What he does is lifts the guitar up and he throws it in the air. And it comes crashing down. It's squealing in feedback, and he just struts off the stage. There's some camera footage isolated footage of my reaction. The stage manager comes over to me, he's like, Prince wants to talk to you. So loud, I can't even hear what's being said. But all I could make out was, I'm sorry. I can make out, I apologize. I'll take care of it. The music was so loud because he's mixing the performance he just did. Like he said he'd take care of it. The day after, his management contacted me. They wired money into my account. I was able to fix my car at the time. I wish you were still here, that we could laugh and joke about that. Thankfully, you left behind so much amazing music for us to dance to and ponder and learn from and be inspired by. Yeah, you would definitely get a kick out of these times, I'm sure.